Hi, I'm Neha, and today I'm going to be reading The Critter Club. It's book number 5, and it's by Callie Barkley, and it's illustrated by Marsha Riddy. And it's Amy meets her stepsister. You might not be interested in the Critter Club series, but this book's very interesting, and I think you will enjoy it. So, listen to me read the book. Chapter 1 Big Exciting News. Amy Purvis's mom grabbed a pot holder. She lifted the pot lid. Amy took a sniff. Amy said. That smells so good. Inside the pot was a big batch of their famous chicken noodle soup. They had made it together. The perfect night for a cool night, Amy's mom said with a smile. There's a picture of Amy's mom putting the soup into 2 soup bowls. Amy giggled. Mom, this batch will last us all year. It was a lot of soup for just the 2 of them. Amy set the table. She pulled out 2 napkins and 2 soup spoons. Meanwhile, Amy's mom ladled soup into bowls. Just as they sat down to eat, the phone rang. Start without me, said Amy's mom, popping up to answer. Amy slurped up some broth and noodles. Right away, she felt warm all over. Oh, hi, Elliot, she heard her mom say into the phone. Amy's face lit up. Elliot was her father. He lived in Orange Blossom in a big town near Santa Vista. Okay, look. There's a picture. There's a phone ringing. There's a phone ringing. And there's a picture of Amy eating soup with her mom. So let's keep reading. See, why did her parents live somewhere else? Even though her parents were divorced, which means divorce means they don't like each other that much. So they're not married, but they live a different place. Like a dad lives somewhere and a mom lives somewhere. The mom is taking care of Amy, who's this little girl right here. So let's keep reading to see what. We're divorced. Amy got to see her dad a lot. Her mom was saying into the phone. I bet you would love that. She looked over at Amy and smiled. Why don't you ask her? Her mom held up the phone to Amy. Your dad has a question for you, she said. Amy jumped up and took the phone. Hi, Dad, she asked excitedly. What's up? Hey, kiddo, came her dad's voice through the phone. How would you like to spend this weekend at my house? Really? Said Amy. She loved her weekend with her dad. Okay, look, there's a picture of her mom talking into the phone, but then her mom gives it to Amy, so that's what the dad looks like, and there's Amy talking. Really? Said Amy. She loved her weekend with her dad, but I thought that was next weekend. I know, her dad said, but I've got some really big, exciting news to tell you. News? What is it? Amy asked. You know what? I want to tell you in person, her dad said. Oh, and Julia is going to come visit on Saturday too. Julia was Amy's dad's girlfriend. He had met her about a year ago. Amy really liked Julia. She still kind of wished her mom and dad were married, but since they didn't want that, Amy was happy her dad had met someone as nice as Julia. Okay, there's a picture of there's a picture of Julia. This is imagination. Amy, this was about a year ago. That's what Julia looks like, and that's how her dad looks like, and that's how Amy looks. That's Amy. So I'll pick you up tomorrow, okay? Her dad said. Okay, bye, said Amy, and she hung up the phone. She was so glad. She was so glad she wouldn't have to wait too long for the weekend. Tomorrow is Friday. Then it hit her. Friday! It was a sleepover night with her 3 best friends. Maren, Ellie, and Liz. They had one almost every week. Okay, wait. I kept the water bottle here and I'm a little bit thirsty. Wait. With a pang of disappointment, Amy flopped down into her chair. Oh no, this means I can't go to sleep over at Maren's. Amy's mom patted her on the back. You'll have fun with your dad, sweetie. Okay, there's a picture. Amy's sad. She has a sad with disappointment. Mentioning she's really disappointed. And that's a picture of look, here's a picture. Mom is giving Amy a pat on the back because disappointment. And when we host and when we wait and when we host next week's sleepover, we can make it extra special. Amy nodded. And besides, she thought, we have lots of sleepovers, but how often does Dad have big exciting news? Now she was really curious. What was the big news? What was the big news? Okay, there's a picture. Amy's thinking, maybe her dad won an award, or maybe her dad giving a little puppy to Amy, or maybe they're having a nice beach together. She's really curious. What's the big exciting news? Well, I'm curious too. I wonder what the big exciting news is. Okay, there's a picture. There's a picture of Amy. I think this is ready at school. There's a big picture of Amy with her lunch. I think this is a picture. Let me keep reading. Chapter 2, A Lunchtime Mystery. Amy couldn't wait for school the next day. She wanted to tell her friends about her weekend with her dad and the mystery news. Lunchtime was her first chance to talk. Maybe your dad's going to run for president, Ellie said excitedly. Her brown eyes twinkled. Or he's going to Hollywood to be in the movies. Or he found out you're related to the Queen of England. Amy giggled. Ellie just loved the idea of being famous. Maren slurped the last of her chocolate milk. Maybe he'll take you on a shopping spree, she suggested. And Liz spoke. Maybe your dad wants to write about the Critter Club in his newspaper. There's a picture. Everyone's talking. Amy, Liz, Maren, and Ellie. That's Ellie. That's Maren. That's Amy. And that's Liz. See? Ellie, Maren, Liz, and this is. And there's Amy. The Critter Club in his newspaper. Thought Amy. That was a possibility. Amy's dad was the editor of the newspaper called Council County Courier. He knew all about the Critter Club. It was the animal shelter that the girls ran in their friend Miss Sullivan's barn. That could be it, said Amy. My dad did say one time that it would make a good story, how the club got started, and it actually was a good story. Before four girls really knew Miss Marcillion, they had helped her find her missing puppy, Rufus. Here's a picture. Look, there's a picture to see if they were in the newspaper. That's Miss Sylvia. Wait, not Miss Sylvia. Miss Sylvia. Sylvia. Then Miss Sylvian Sullivan Sullivan had a great idea. She decided Santa Vista needed an animal shelter to help lost and stray animals. Miss Sylvian had an empty barn, and the girls had a love of animals, and that's how it all began. Here's a picture of them. Having fun. It helped that Amy's mom was a veterinarian. Dr. Purvis taught the girls how to take care of the different animals that had been at the Queer Club so far. Bunnies, kittens, dogs, even a turtle and a tarantula. Well, I'm sorry I won't be around this weekend, Amy said. I wanted to help out with the eggs. They were incubating a dozen chicken eggs at the Critter Club. A local farmer had dropped them off a week before his family had to move. They had sold or given away most of their farm animals. But then before they moved, their best hen had laid a clutch of eggs, but she didn't want to sit on them. Amy's mom said sometimes hens did that. Luckily, the farmer knew about the critter club. Look, there's a picture of the hen that doesn't want to sit on a dozen of eggs. That's 12 eggs. And there they are taking care of the eggs. He had bought the eggs and the incubator. The girls were excited to help them hatch. Then they would find chicks new homes. Don't worry, said Liz. We can handle the eggs. They're not due to hatch for another week. But we will miss you at the sleepover tonight, Maren said. She put an arm around Amy's shoulders. Ooh, and call one of us when you get the good news, Ellie begged. I can't wait to hear it. Wait, I'm going to drink more water. Okay. Okay, there's a picture of Amy, Maren, Liz, Ellie having lunch. See? So look, this is a clue that what's going to be happening. It looks like Amy and her dad are having dinner. Does it look like that? Yeah, me too. It looks like that. Okay, let's see. Chapter 3. Dinner with Dad. The drive from Amy's house to her dad only took about 20 minutes, but in that time, Amy had asked him the same question 10 times. Now, can you tell me the big exciting news? She asked again. They were pulling into his driveway. Her dad shook his head for the for the 11th time. Nope, you'll have to wait until dinner, he said. First, let's get settled in. Then we're going out. We're going out to dinner, Amy thought. This is a big deal. Amy walked into her dad's house, thinking once again how cool it was. The walls were painted bright colors, the furniture was simple and square. Her dad said the style was called modern. His house was so different from her mom's house, which was very cozy, but not as colorful. The art, not as colorful. The art on her dad's wall was also really bright. Look, there's a picture of some weird paintings. I don't know what they are too. Amy's wondering, just like me, I don't know. Amy, there's another picture of the furniture. I've got to bring Liz here sometime, Amy thought. Liz was an amazing artist. Maybe she can tell me what these are. Amy loved that she had her very own room at her dad's house. She plopped her heavy backpack down on her bed, then she unpacked. She had a huge pile of books. She had bought the newest Nancy Drew mystery, plus The Wind in the Willows, Black Beauty, and the wonderful Wizard of Oz. Hungry? Her dad asked as he poked his head into Amy's room. Amy nodded. So off they went to dinner. Look, there's a picture of Amy's room. That's Amy up there in cursive. And that's Amy, and that's a bed. And that's a couple. It was a short walk to Amy's favorite restaurant in Orange Blossoms, the library. The walls were wallpapered with old book pages. The menu was Amy's favorite part. So there's the menu. It says the library starter, the secret garden salad, appetizer, the Mad Hatter's tea sandwiches, entry 200 leagues under the seafood sampler. Look, there's a picture. See? Amy and her dad ordered. When the waiter had gone, her dad smiled across the table. I have a pile of old newspapers we can cut up, he told her. Cool, Amy exclaimed. Amy and her dad loved creating poems together. They cut words out of newspapers or magazines. They moved them around until they had a poem they liked. Then they glued the words to a piece of paper. And hey, what's going on with the Critter Club? Her dad went on. Amy told him about the egg that were going to hatch. Look at the picture. A little circle of Amy and the eggs. But you really want to talk about something else. Dad, wasn't there some big news? Amy said. She looked at him and squinted. It's dinner time. Can you tell me now? Her dad smiled. Okay, you're right, he said. Well, Julia's gonna come over tomorrow. Right, said Amy. You told me on the phone. She and her dad and Julia always had fun together. And Julia's gonna bring something with her. Her dad went on. Do you remember that Julia has a daughter? Her name is Chloe. Amy nodded. She remembered. Julia all talked about Chloe a lot. Amy had never met her because Chloe was often away visiting her dad in Arizona. Amy felt the slightest flutter of butterflies in her stomach. Amy was shy about meeting new people, but Julia's nice, she thought. I bet Chloe will be nice too. She's 8 years old, just like you are, her dad continued. And here's a really big news. The reason we love you and Chloe to finally meet is that Julia and I are getting engaged. Engaged? Amy's face flushed a little. Like getting married? She asked. Look, here's a picture of Amy and her dad talking. Her dad nodded. That's the idea, he said. We haven't set a date yet, but we'd like to get married someday. Maybe next year. Oh, oh, was all Amy could think of to say. Her mind was racing. If Dad and Julia get married, will Julia be my stepmom? And what about Chloe? Will she be my stepsister? Now there were a million butterflies in Amy's stomach. They're fluttering around like crazy. She was really nervous about meeting Chloe. What if we don't have anything in common? Amy thought. What if I don't like her? Or worse, what if she doesn't like me? Okay, there's a big picture, Amy worrying. I'm sure she'll be fine. Do you think she'll be fine? I don't know. You know? Let's see. That looks like a little picture of Chloe. You can't see the face, but I think it's a little design. Chapter 4. Chapter 4. Chloe. The next morning, Amy woke up to the smell of pancakes. Yum! She got out of bed and put on her slippers. As she did, she remembered part of a dream she had. In it, she had been getting ready for a big fancy ball. Her dress was perfect. She was all set to leave. Then three mean stepsisters appeared. sisters appeared and tore her beautiful dress into two shreds. Stepsisters, thought, I guess I really am nervous about meeting Chloe. Down in the kitchen, her dad was flipping pancakes. There was a plate set at the table for Amy. Maybe next to it was a stack of newspapers. Look, there's a picture of that. Look, there's a picture of Amy's dad flipping pancakes. Breakfast coming right up, her dad said. Have a seat. I wrote you a poem. Amy found a paper on the table next to her fork. This is what it says. Maybe pigs fly and maybe birds move, but there is no way someone won't like you. It's a very great poem. Amy giggled. Thanks, Dad. Wait, I love my paper place. Thanks, Dad, she said. It was like he could read her mind. Her dad came over and gave her a kiss on the head. Don't worry, he said. You and Chloe will get along great. Amy had two pancakes, then one more. She and her dad cut and pasted some poems together. There's a picture. Then Amy went to her room to get dressed. As she put on her shoes, she heard the doorbell ding dong. She heard the doorbell ding dong. Amy took a deep breath. Then she walked toward the front hall. Her dad was already at the door. At first, Amy could only see Julia on the front stoop. She looked the same as Amy remembered. Shiny straight black hair, sparkling brown eyes, and a big friendly smile. Amy, Julia said, spotting her. She breezed in and greeted Amy with a hug. It's so good to see you, and I'm so happy for you to meet Chloe. Julia stepped outside. Amy realized Chloe was standing right behind Julia. In fact, Chloe was holding onto the back of Julia's blue coat. Then quickly, Chloe let go. She smiled at Amy. Look, there's a picture. There's Amy and her dad. Amy's so friendly. There's Chloe. Do you see Chloe? Chloe's hiding behind the mom. See? Amy's first thought was, she looks so much like her mom. Chloe had the same shiny dark hair, but hers wasn't braids. Her second thought was, Ellie will love that outfit. She had on a dark green dress and shiny black pointed ladder shoes. It reminded Amy of the pretty costumes Ellie liked to wear. Hi, said Chloe with a small wave. Look at the picture of Chloe. She gave a little small wave. Oh, and what she means, look, that's how Chloe's dressed up as. Nice to meet you, Amy said, and tried hard not to blush. It happened every time Amy felt shy or embarrassed. And at the same time she was feeling both. Okay, there's a picture about what is gonna be happening next. I wonder what it is. Looks like baking cookies to me. Chapter 5, A Messy Beginning. Julia held up a plastic container. It's not too early for cookies, is it? She asked, smiling. I was hoping you girls could help me by decorating them. Amy thought that sounded fun. Amy's dad set the girls up at the kitchen table. Julia had made sugar cookies that were shaped like hearts and stars. There were tubes of icing, sprinkled, and colored sugar. Julia put out a glass of water for smoothing the ice. She's icing, she explained. Chloe sat down. Amy took the seat across from her. Okay, look, I'm so thirsty. Wait, I'm gonna get more water. Wow, keep reading. Julia and I are gonna do some gardening out back, Amy's dad told the girls. Just give us a call if you need us, okay? Added Julia. Chloe smiled at her mom. Amy nodded and took a cookie. Chloe did too. Then, as their parents went out the back door, both girls reached for a tube of yellow icing. Okay, look. There's a picture of icing and cookies. And there's a picture of Amy and Chloe decorating cookies. Does Chloe look friendly face? I don't think so. Let's see. Oh, said Amy. It's okay. You take it. I'll use blue. Chloe didn't say anything. She just took the yellow. Then she scooted her chair a little farther from the table. Why did she do that? Amy wondered. Maybe she just needs more room to decorate it. She glanced over at Chloe. Chloe had her eyes locked on her cookie. For a few minutes, the kitchen was silent. Is it possible, thought Amy, someone who's even shyer than I am? As shy as she was herself, Amy wanted to be a good host. So, what school do you go to? She asked Chloe. At first, Chloe didn't answer. She was still staring at her cookie, squeezing out the yellow icing. But then she blurted out, Orange Blossom School for Girls! But there's a picture of Amy and Chloe. They're decorating cookies. Chloe squared her chin, staring at a cookie. Amy, I was wondering why she did that. Do you wonder why? No, I don't know. Oh, said Amy. I know where that is. She waited to see if Chloe had more to say. She didn't. So Amy said, I go to St. Vista Elementary. Chloe didn't look up. My three best friends and I started an animal shelter, Amy went on. It's called the Critter Club. We take care of strays and lost or hurt animals. Well, here's Amy talking so joyfully. Chloe still didn't say anything. Do you like animals? Amy tried. For the first time since her parents had left, Chloe looked up. Ew, she said, her face scrunched up like she smelled something gross. Animals are dirty and smelly. Why would you want to be around them so much? Amy felt her cheeks flush hot. She had no idea what to say to that. Look, there's a picture of Chloe's. Her face all, yeah, her face all scrunched up. Just then Chloe reached for the pink icing. Her elbow knocked over the water glass. Water spilled onto the cookie plate, soaking the cookies. Quickly, Amy reached for a towel. Oh, don't worry, Amy said. It's not a big deal. Then Amy's dad walked into the back door. Forgot my gardening gloves, he said with a smile. How's it going? Chloe jumped out of her seat. She pointed at Amy. She did it, Chloe shouted. She knocked over the water. The cookies are ruined. Look, Amy said, and then there's a picture of Chloe shouting at Amy. That's not very nice. She had to admit that she did it actually. She can't blame it on Amy. There's a picture about what's going to be happening next. Chapter 6 Fashion Disaster. Julia and Chloe cleaned up the cookies while Amy helped her dad pull some weeds in the garden. Hey, is everything okay, kiddo? Amy's dad asked her. You're being awfully quiet. Amy nodded, but everything wasn't okay. Chloe really doesn't like me, Amy thought. Why else would she say I spilled the water? Okay, change of plans, Julia said, walking outside. Chloe was behind her. Chloe and I were talking. How about we three girls go shopping? Amy looked at her dad. She gave him her I hate to shop face. He gave her his Oh, come on, it might be fun, face. I'll meet you all at the park afterward, her dad said. There's a great new bookstore in town, Julia went on. We could walk there. Yeah, said Chloe. She was smiling. That's right next to my fair store. We could go to both. Oh, said Amy, shopping for books? That was fun, and it kind of seems like Chloe wants me to come. Look, there's a picture of Chloe and Julie, and there's Julia, and there's Amy. There's a picture of the stores. See? Okay, Amy said. She smiled back at Chloe. Maybe I was wrong. Maybe she doesn't take me after all. They went to Chloe's favorite store first. It was a clothing store called Threads. As soon as they stepped inside, Chloe disappeared in the clothing racks. Julia waved to the lady at the register. They seemed to know each other. Julia went over to chat. Amy was left alone. She felt like she was frozen in her spot. There's a picture. Look, there's Chloe underneath the racks. There's Amy. There's Julia. Those are some clothes, some purses, and there are more clothes down there. Chains too. It was the kind of store that made her feel lost. Minutes crept by. Then Chloe came rushing over. She already had an armload of clothes. Amy, come on, let's try some things on, Chloe said. No, that's okay. You can go ahead, Amy started to say, but Chloe grabbed her hand. She pulled Amy to the back of the store. Look, these will look so good on you, Chloe said. She handed Amy some items on hangers. Then she shooed Amy into a dressing room. I'll try some things on the next door, said Chloe. Meet me out by the river in 5. Before Amy knew it, the door was closed. Look, there's a picture of Chloe pulling Amy, and there's a picture of Amy having the dress. Let's see what it is. Amy sighed. She really didn't like trying things on in the stores, but Chloe was being so nice. How could she say no? So Amy put on the clothing. She looked at herself in the mirror. This can't be right, she thought. I've heard of mixing patterns like stripes and polka dots, but this is ridiculous, isn't it? Look at the picture of Amy. I think she looks beautiful. Amy thought about Liz. Her clothes were colorful and different. And she always got compliments on her outfits. So maybe Amy looked okay after all. Amy took a deep breath and opened her door. Chloe was standing by the mirror. She was wearing a daisy yellow party dress, purple ballet flats, and a sparkly headband. Her outfit was so pretty. Amy walked over and stood next to Chloe. They both looked in the mirror. In a flash, Amy knew her outfit was crazy with a capital C. Look, there's a picture of Amy. There's a picture of Amy and Chloe. See? Okay, so let's keep reading. Then her eyes met Chloe's in the mirror. Amy could see it in the Chloe's eyes. She's trying not to laugh. Chloe had made her dress up like a fool. Oh my, said a saleswoman coming over to Amy. Dear, what are you wearing? Amy ran back into the dressing room and closed the door. Okay, look. Amy to the rescue. Look, there's a picture of maybe a bookstore next. So, Chapter 7 Amy to the Rescue. The trip to the bookstore wasn't much fun either. At least Julia was being nice to Amy as always. Julia showed Amy her favorite books from when she was a girl. Amy thought she'd like to read some of them. Then Julia headed to the cookbook section. Chloe came over. Hey, Amy, she said. Have you read these? She held out a small pile of books. Amy reached out to take them. Chloe let go before Amy had a grip. The books fell to the floor. Thwomp! Other shoppers nearby turned to look. Amy's face flushed. Okay, look, there's a picture. A very nice picture. So let's keep reading. Was it just Amy's imagination, or had Chloe done that on purpose? In the bookstore cafe, Julia got each girl a hot chocolate. While Julia paid, Amy headed to the counter. She reached for the cinnamon. Oh, I love cinnamon too, said Chloe, appearing at Amy's side. She snatched up the cinnamon. Here, let me. She started sprinkling the cinnamon on Amy's hot chocolate. Thanks, said Amy. Chloe kept sprinkling. Okay, Amy said, that's great. Chloe kept sprinkling. Chloe, that's enough. Amy covered the top of her cup. Chloe finally stopped. Amy sipped her hot chocolate. It was way too cinnamony. Okay, there's a picture of Chloe putting too much cinnamon. Cinnamon. Wait, cinnamon. Okay, let's keep reading. Amy was glad when they met her dad in the park. He had bought a picnic for them. How's the shopping? He asked Amy. They were tossing the frisbee. Chloe and Julia were sitting together over at the picnic blanket. Amy shrugged. It was okay, she said glumly. She had thought it would be such a fun weekend, but now she just missed Liz, Ellie, and Marin. Call us when you get the good news, Ellie had said. Turned out it wasn't good news at all. Amy had a wicked stepsister. Amy threw the frisbee. The wind blew it a little, of course. It glided through the picnic blanket. Look, there's a picture of her dad and her Amy are doing are passing a frisbee back and forth. But Amy threw it away, and there's Chloe and Julia. Out of nowhere, a dog came running out of some bushes. It was chasing the frisbee and barking like crazy. Chloe saw the dog coming her way and let out a ear-piercing scream. She jumped up and darted behind Julia. Meanwhile, the frisbee landed next to the blanket. The dog, a Dalmatian, ran right past it. Now the dog was more interested in Chloe. It ran up to her and barked. Look, there's a picture of Chloe running away and the dog chasing her. Chloe screamed again and ran behind a tree. The dog chased her, barking and wagging its tail. Chloe needed help. Amy ran over Chloe. Amy ran over. Chloe, she said calmly. It's okay. Chloe looked terrified. Trust me, Amy said. Then she turned to face the dog. The two girls stood side by side. Sit, Amy said. Amy said firmly. There's a picture. There's pictures. There's a picture of Amy and Chloe looking at the dog. And there's Chloe running behind a tree. And there's a dog chasing her. Sit, Amy said firmly. The dog stopped barking and froze. Then it sat back on its hind legs. Stay, Amy said. The dog sat very still, watching Amy. It seemed to be waiting for another command. Chloe turned to Amy. Thank you, she cried and hugged her tight. Look, here's a picture of the dog and Chloe and Amy hugging. Look, here's another picture. I don't know what it's gonna be. Maybe they're friends now. Chapter 8. A new friend? Nice going, kiddo, Amy's dad said and patted her on the back. Julia had an arm around Chloe, who still looked shaken up. That was amazing, Julia said. Thank you, Amy. Chloe is sometimes a little scared of animals. Amy remembered what Chloe had said earlier about animals being smelly and dirty. Maybe she just didn't want to say she was afraid of them. My mom has a Dalmatians at a vet client, Amy explained. She told me that they have a lot of energy and are very playful. I think this dog just wanted to play with Chloe. The dog, who was a female, was still sitting quietly. She watched them talking. She doesn't have a collar or a tag, Amy noticed. Amy's dad looked around. I wonder if she got loose from her owner, he said. Together they walked around the park. They didn't see anyone who seemed to be looking for a dog. Luckily, the Orange Blossom Animal Shelter was only 2 blocks away. They decided to take the dog over there. We can see if anyone have reported her missing. Have reported her missing, Julia said. They packed up their picnic basket. As they walked toward the shelter, the dog followed closely behind Amy. Chloe Chloe came up to walk by Amy's side. Thanks again, Amy, she said quietly. You really helped me out. It was no problem, Amy said. Really? Look, there's a picture of everyone walking. They walked along without talking for a moment. Then Chloe said, I was listening before you told me about the Critter Club and how that you started it with your 3 best friends. I have 3 best friends too. We have a jewelry making club called the Sapphire Society. Cool, said Amy. That sounds fun. She really meant it. Chloe nodded. And my mom said you love mysteries? Amy beamed. I wouldn't go anywhere without a Nancy Drew, she told Chloe. Me too, said Chloe. Wow, thought Amy. Maybe we do have stuff in common. When they got to the Orange Blossom Animal Shelter, they let the dog inside. At the front desk, they met the owner, Mr. Beebe. Ah, yes, Mr. Beebe said. The Dalmatian. I've been getting calls about you, young lady, he said to the dog. The dog barked once as if she understood. I've heard she's been roaming around for town for about a week now. We put some flyers with her description. Okay, look, there's a description. It says, is this your dog? Two, two, 2 to 3 years old. Black ears, black spot on eye. Cute. Look, there's a flyer. There's Julie and the dog. Julia and the dog. But we haven't gotten a call from anyone looking for her, Mr. Beebe continued. She must be a stray. Poor girl, said Julia, petting the dog's head. She seems like make a great pet for someone. What can we do to help her? Mr. Beebe sighed. The problem is we're pretty crowded right here, he said. We have so many animals we need to find homes for. I don't suppose if you folks will be able to find her a good home. Amy smiled at her dad. Amy's dad smiled back. Mr. Beebe, said Amy, I know just the place. A look of understanding brightened Chloe's face. The Critter Club, she exclaimed. Look, there's a picture of them. Look, there's another picture for the next chapter. Chapter 9, Heart to Heart. That evening back at the house, Amy, her dad, Chloe, and Julia were playing a board game. It was nice of Mr. B to let Penny stay over tonight at the shelter, said Amy. Penny was the name they'd given the Dalmatian. Amy's dad nodded. And it was nice of your mom to agree to pick up Penny up tomorrow when she comes to get you, he said. Dr. Purvis was even going to give a dog a checkup at her clinic. She wanted to make sure Penny was healthy before they took her to the critter club. How about some cookies for dessert? Julia said. Yum! Cried Amy and Chloe together. They both laughed. Amy's dad and Julia went to get the cookies. Chloe rolled the dice. You know what? Chloe said. I thought of one other thing we have in common. What? Said Amy. We're both children, said Chloe. She moved her game piece. I've always wanted a sister, but when my mom told me that she and your dad are going to get married, I don't know. I guess I started to worry about it. I was super nervous to meet you. Really? Said Amy. To meet me? Chloe nodded. I'm sorry for the way I acted, she said to Amy. Amy smiled. That's okay, she told Chloe. Here's a picture of Chloe saying sorry to Amy. But Amy's happy. I was really nervous too. I was scared you wouldn't like me. Her cheeks flushed a little. And then I was sure you didn't. Chloe shook her head. No, I just kept messing up all day. I blamed you for spilling the water because, well, I didn't want your dad to be mad at me. I just really wanted him to like me. And at the clothing store, I was trying to be silly, not mean. But then I could tell you were upset, and I didn't know what to say. Amy laughed. Chloe also explained that she had tripped at the bookstore and accidentally dropped the books, and she hadn't been paying attention with the cinnamon. Chloe looked down. I'm sorry I messed up your hot chocolate. It's really okay, Amy said. She felt so relieved. Her future stepsister wasn't mean after all. I guess we act nervous in different ways. My face turns bright. You do crazy stuff. Amy and Chloe giggled together. Then Amy had an idea. You have to come to visit me in Santa Vista sometime, she told Chloe. I'll take you to the critter club. To the critter club. We have some chicks that are going to hatch soon. Chloe looked down. Looked like she was thinking it over. Chicks, she said. You mean like tiny, yellow, fluffy baby chickens? Amy nodded. Yup, they don't bark at all. Chloe smiled. That sounds great. You've got a deal. See, Chloe is thinking about the chicks. Here's another picture. Chapter 10. More big exciting news. On Sunday, Mary, Ellie, Liz met Amy at the Critter Club. Amy and her mom had brought Penny over that morning. She seemed to be settling right in. She was already best friends with Rufus, Miss Sylvian's dog. They ran and played together while Amy told her friends about the weekend. There was so much to tell about finding Penny, about her dad getting engaged, and all about Chloe. You guys will like her a lot, Amy said. She likes pretty clothes and jewelry just like you, Marian. Marian smiled. She decorated her cookies with lots of cool designs, just like you would, Liz. I like her already, said Liz. And she really loves sparkles, added Amy. Like me, explained Ellie. She twirled around in her sparkly dress. The girls giggled. Well, I'm excited to meet her, Marin said, and I'm glad you're back, Amy. Here's a picture of all of them talking. Yeah, said Liz, we missed you, and it's about to get pretty busy around here. Come see. She pulled Amy toward the egg incubator inside the barn. Amy gasped. There was a teeny tiny bee poking out of a hole in one of the eggs. Look, see? Oh, there's another picture. Surprise, Ellie said. It started hatching yesterday, said Marin. Ahead of schedule. The others can't be far behind, Liz added. Amy clapped. Amazing, she explained. She looked at the chick peeking out at them. You're the very first one, but your new brothers and sisters could hatch any minute now. Then Amy leaned in closer. She whispered something only the chick could hear. Don't be nervous. I'm sure you guys will get along great. Look, there's a picture. Well, that was the end of the Critter Club. I'm done reading the Critter Club. Amy meets her stepsister. You could try. You could read it, and you could subscribe if you like the book, or you could just press the little thumb. And that was the end for the book. And next time I'm gonna be reading. It's a very nice book. It's called Harry the Homeless Puppy. I got it back from the library. So I'm gonna be reading that book. And bye.